Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, I want to go live and discuss something that's become popular. And I've been listening. Let me respond to somebody. And I want to talk about Trey Reed. Let me see if I can pull up something about this young man, Trey Reed. Let me see. Share screen. Let me go pull up something on him first. All right, Trey Reed. I'm gonna pull it up on YouTube so y'all can see what happened. Then we'll talk about it. All right. All right. Before I'm looking for somebody to bring up. I ain't ducking no smoke. I want anybody want to come up is welcome to come up. Let me see. There we go. Share my screen. So I'll show y'all what happened. All right. Let me see which one do I want to show. All right, hold up. All right, let's go over this one. Let's watch this. Just to bring y'all up to date.
Family in Mississippi is now begging for answers after their 21-year-old was found dead hanging from a tree at Delta State University. Campus police say the body of 21-year-old Trey Reed, a black student, was discovered by staff members on Monday morning. Authorities quickly ruling out foul play, and during a press conference today, the university president insisting that race relations are not an issue at the university.
I can say that my heartbreak is comprehensive, not just for Trey, although it is primarily for Trey, but for the fact that the rest of the world has an impression of Delta State that is so at odds with what I know to be this institution. This institution should not be associated with hate or hate crimes.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump, now representing Reed's family, demanding more transparency. The family saying we cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. Let's bring in our Ike Ajachi. So, Ike, what are we learning from police today? And are they still continuing to rule out foul play?
Yeah, Kira, several different agencies surrounding this investigation are saying just that. The Delta State University police chief, he's come out and said that there is no indication of foul play surrounding this incident. He also said that there is no ongoing threat to staff or faculty. Now, if you also look at what the Bolivar County Coroner's Office is saying, it's also falling in line with that. They're saying through a preliminary examination that there are no injuries to 21-year-old Trey Reed's body that are consistent to a physical attack. So that they said that there are no lacerations, no bruises, no broken bones, anything that would look like there was a physical attack to his body. Now, the coroner's office is saying that they are investigating this as a suicide, and they're also saying that the full autopsy is currently being done by the Mississippi State Crime Lab, and that'll be finished in about 24 to 48 hours, Kira.
So what is the family saying? Are they thinking it's a suicide?
Well, Kira, the family of Trey Reed right now, they are expressing deep frustration and they are demanding transparency surrounding this investigation. Right now, through their attorney, Vanessa Jones, they have announced that they are conducting their own independent autopsy and they're even conducting their own investigation around this. They are demanding answers. They're saying that are shrouded in some kind of a cloud of secrecy. This is according to the attorney and the family, that they're claiming that there has been a lack of direct communication from law enforcement, from the university to the family on the day this incident was discovered. That is, of course, on September 15th, just 2 days ago. They're saying there has been no communication, and that's exactly what they're demanding. Take a listen.
Family does not know exactly what happened on September the 15th of 2025. We are seeking answers. The family of Trey Reed has not even received a phone call from the president of Delta State University.
And he told me that they found Trey Reed in his room. And he didn't say possible suicide. He said suicide.
All right, so we're gonna go from there. All right, because I watched. Let me stop sharing the screen. No, I don't even have to stop sharing right now. But anyway, I watched what's it, Willie D today, and Willie D had on the chairman of the new Black Panther Party, and they talked about what's really happening. So let me tell you the news, which is why I don't watch news. Right, I don't watch news because the news is responsible for telling a particular side of the story. So they will have you thinking that it's all, oh, it was a suicide, da da da. Now let me tell you what they found out. Boots on the ground, right? The chairman of the new Black Panther Party was on what's his name? Damn, I forgot his name already. Willie D on Willie D Live today, and she stated that absolutely not a suicide. Said the young man. So first of all, she said she wanted to she wants people to understand the atmosphere at Delta State. Delta State is segregated. This is what she said. In 2017, they had to force the college to desegregate. In 2017, she said, even now today, Delta State has a white side and a black side. Black people stay on their side, which is a smaller corner of the college campus. White people stay on their side, which is larger because I guess it's predominantly white college, right? Delta State, which I've never heard of it, but it is in Mississippi. And I have heard of Mississippi. I have been to Mississippi. That's, Mississippi burning. So my position on this, and I'm welcoming anybody want to come in, feel like they got something, just hit me on Messenger. I'll bring you in immediately, right? I'll send you a link if you want to bring in, if you want to come in and discuss your position on this, right? Well, this is what I'm saying. They found him hung from a tree on the white side of the campus. Now, mind you, that was his family member who just said they received confirmation from the college that he was found dead in his room and that it was suicide, right? He was found dead in his room and then it was from a suicide. But it turns out he was found hanging from a tree, right, on the white side. So how is it they were told he was found dead? What happens is they dropped the ball. They didn't expect the story to get to the family as fast as it did. Some jogger, from what I hear, saw him hanging from the tree. A young white lady was jogging and she saw him and she reported it. But then they say some other people saw it and they got photos, right? They got pictures of this man hanging from a tree. Why is this significant? For one, he had been in a fight, a physical altercation the previous day, right? A physical altercation. He got in a fight with a white boy, right? And I don't know what it was over. Speculation says this and that. I don't know what it was over, but they fought. And ironically, the day after this fight, he's hung on the white side. Right. So there's more to the story than what the news is showing you. And people are outraged over what happened to Charlie Kirk. But you don't hear a peep about a black man getting hung in the South in 2025. And therein lies the problem. Right. These same people, and I'm specifically talking to people of color because y'all had so much to say about Charlie Kirk. Right. When Charlie Kirk was shot by another white man. Right, not one of us. Another white man shot Charlie Kirk, and y'all in an uproar behind it, right? And white people were mad at us, like we did it, because some of us were happy he was gone, but not even happy, just not sad. Like I'm indifferent, right? Indifferent means I had no feelings about the man's death. I didn't know who he was. I didn't, if he walked up and sat beside me, I wouldn't know who he was. I had never seen him, right? So I was indifferent. A lot of people were indifferent. Some people felt the way. Some people, voiced their opinions on social media. And some people were fired because of that, right? Me today, I will never watch another NFL game, right? Because the NFL chose to pay homage to this man. But how many people have they not paid homage to, right? So that tells you a little bit about the NFL and its owners, its policies, and its position on us. When it comes to black people, when it comes to people of color, the NFL is not for us. They are for making us work for them, right? But they're not for working for us. They're not going to support our community, right? And I've known this for a while. I stopped watching NFL when Colin Kaepernick took a knee. I started back last year because I was like, you know what? Colin Kaepernick watching NFL. And I'm not watching it because of him, but he watching it, right? I forgot what I saw, but he's back. He was watching the NFL. So I feel like watching anything is supporting it. I can't support an institution that doesn't support me. You know, not just doesn't support me, they're against everything I stand for. You know, so I can't support them. And when I say support, I mean watching them. No, I don't watch them. I used to be a Skins fan. You ain't gonna see me with a Skins nothing on. It's not going to happen. I stopped supporting the Skins when they started having that issue with that racist owner. I know he's gone now, but I'm still not with the NFL, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't mess with the NFL. I watch the Tar Heels. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. So hold up, this is a client calling. Hey, what's up, Sharon?
Hey, hon.
Hey.
So the person never called back?
No, I think they're still interested though. So I'm gonna call her today. That's my she used to be my supervisor when I was at Keller. So I give her a call and see like what's going on, you know, where they stand. I know it's one of her agents.
You need to reduce the price?
Man, it's low as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? like at this point.
You got it at what, 560?
No, I got it at 545. We like $30,000 undervalued. Yeah. If I'm at 5,
change it to 545.
it's been at 545. I dropped it.
It's not at 5. You got it at 560. Check again.
All right, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check and see. If it's at 560, I'll drop it down to 540. For what 540, 545. Which one you want?
I mean, if it's at 560, why can't we drop it down to 550?
We can, but I thought it was at 545 already. But I
look, check it and see.
Okay. All right, I'll go look and confirm. And if it is, I'll send it over to you so you can see. Okay. All right. And it was something else I had to tell you. I'll call you back. I got something else I had to tell you, but I'll call you back in a little bit. Let me check. Okay. All right, Sharon. Hello, Carlos Park speaking.
Hello, families. This is GCS Family.
That's mine. Sharon. Hello? Anyway, I'm sorry. Professionalism. I had my one of my clients call. But where was I at? What was I talking about? I was talking about I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the outrage over Charlie Kirk being killed, right? It was an outrage in our community. And this is how I see that outrage. I see a lot of people of color who are scary, right? Nervous type people, right? And again, like I'm saying, I'm anybody can come on, just hit me on Messenger. You got my number right there and my email. If you want to come on, is my number on here? Yeah, if you want to come on, just give me a call or hit me in Messenger and I'll bring you on. But like I say, people are scary, right? And this is I give you an example of something that occurred that makes me think of what happened when Charlie Kirk got killed. So when he got assassinated. So when I was in Beaumont, Texas, we were having a spat with another race, Latinos, right? Mexicans, right? We were about to go to war with them. We were about to, what'd you say, Kendrick? We were about to go to war. So we about to have a race ride, basically, right? And, you know, in a race ride, you can't choose sides, right? You were born on one side or the other with a race ride, right? And Kendrick, you can attest to this, right? Bloody Beaumont, it went down. So we about to have a race ride. And everybody know, like, we on guard, they on guard, we watching them, they watching us. You know, we just waiting on it to jump off because a black dude had beat up a Mexican dude, right? And they didn't like that, right? They didn't like to fight us one-on-one. They would prefer to fight the whole race fight, right? As opposed to having a one-on-one, right? And at this particular time, it's about to go down. We're outnumbered. We're in Texas, right? We're in Texas, so it's probably like out of a yard of like 1,800. We might have had 500. They might have had 900. You know what I'm saying? The rest would have been others. You know what I'm saying? So we were outnumbered, but not. What in stop? Stop. I got some bearded dragons, man, and I can't tell if they fighting or fucking, I can't. I'm just, it just keep getting me mad. They keep on like going at it, but I don't know if they a boy and a girl or not. I can't figure that out, right? But I think he might be a boy. I don't know. They better not be fighting, yo. That mean I'm gonna have to get a whole another aquarium for that other one, man. But yeah, it's about to go down, and one black dude, and this was probably the time I felt the most ashamed, yo. I felt so ashamed of of us. I can't tell if they fighting. I hope they're not fighting. I hope that's mating. I hope that's a mating ritual. I can't really tell yet. But yeah, this dude stood up in the middle of chow. We're in the middle of chow, right? Well, chow is where everybody goes in the chow hall and eat, right? So we're in the middle of chow, and this dude stand up like, man, it's quiet in there. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear a pin drop because it's tense, right? It could have went down in the chow hall on the yard. We didn't know where it was gonna go down. We knew it was gonna go down. So this black dude stand up on the table. I can't remember his name, but he was from Mississippi. He was from Mississippi. I think that's what we called him. I think we called him Sippy. He was the fastest dude on the yard, a little skinny black dude. He was from a country part of Mississippi. So Mississippi got, it go down in Mississippi in certain areas. It's urban, it's city, right? Biloxi, Mississippi. Is it Jacksonville, Mississippi? Oh my God. What's that part? It's another part down by the coast, right? So it's parts of Mississippi where it go down, right? I can't remember all of them, right? But he wasn't from one of them. He was from a rural area in Mississippi. He stood up and said, man, I just want y'all to know I ain't got nothing to do with this, man. I ain't fighting. What, nigga? like, listen, like he made us look so weak at that moment, right? So you already know what had to happen. He got to get off the yard. So he got ran up top. You know what I'm saying? Like later, right? But it's just like, that's cowardice, right? That's what that is. That's cowardice. You can call it, oh, he was a Christian. He wasn't with violence. No, Christian doesn't mean you can't defend yourself, right? A Christian doesn't mean you can't defend others, right? So you don't have to be a coward because you're a Christian. He was a coward. The rest of them Christians was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So he was a coward, straight coward, yo. And I really feel like a lot of the people who came, not all of them, I will say it doesn't apply to everyone. If the shoe fits, wear it, right? Richard Taylor, you want to come on this conversation, man? I know you got some input for me. I really want to bring on people who feel other than opposition, right? And we see eye to eye on so many things, man. But you're welcome to come on if you want, man. But yeah, this dude was a coward, and he stood up in his cowardice and basically denounced his race. You know, that's what you basically doing. You denounced us in front of us. So now we gonna deal with you. So that's what happened. And I feel like that's what's happening when people choose to side with, or be in favor of, the other side. You're denouncing us. You're denouncing us. This is how I see it. And that's why there's a division. Because if you have a majority of us who are, this is what you call unity. This is what you call unity, right? When we can unite on one thing and we do the same thing. Like when we had that national blackout, right? And everybody just boycotted all these different stores. I was all on board. You could go to Walmart. Walmart was empty. It wasn't none of us in there. Like, it wasn't no Spanish people in there. Like, we all stood together in unity. Like, man, this is what we doing. And we did it. So when somebody goes, we look at them like, look at him. Yeah, he ain't get the memo. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah, he got the memo. He's showing through his actions that he's not a part of the movement. He's not a part of the family. You feel what I'm saying? He's not going to be invited to the cookout. That's what he's showing you, right? So I felt like all of those people who went on national, not national TV, but not podcasts, online, right? On social media platforms, and were denouncing us, right? By supporting Charlie Kirk. That's how I see every last one of them. Every last one of them. You denounced us for them, right? And you did it under whatever guise you used, whatever your reasoning was, right? It didn't change the fact that you denounced your people for the other side, and that won't be forgotten. That won't be forgotten. So, of course, I went through click, 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 removing people from my Facebook friend list. I didn't care if you were friend, family, or foe. If I saw you do something like that, you got to go. And I stand on it. You know what I'm saying? So if you realize all of a sudden that we're not friends anymore, like, that's probably why, right? So, and it's crazy because as a people, we're so quick to support other people, but we won't support each other. When that whole thing went, that Paris shit, something happened in Paris, and 1 million black people had a Paris flag on their profile. I stand with Paris. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at all these goofy niggas like, why is y'all got Paris flags on? Like, Paris, France don't give two fucks about you. They could care less about you than the United States does. But you so quick to show your support for Paris. Like, you put Paris on your front, on your page. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand it. No, I understood it. You know what I'm saying? I was ashamed by it. You know what I'm saying? It was disheartening for me, right, to see that we have so many people, man, who just want to be a part of the other culture. And that's what they're doing. They're showing, like, listen, man, I don't want to be a part of my people. I want to be with y'all. What are you? You vote what? I'm voting what you vote. What are you outraged about? I'm outraged too. That's how I see them. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? They got a thing, right? They got a wise saying, right? And I think it was Buddha. I think it was Buddha said this, or it was a Taoism, one of those, right? I forgot it, but it's a wise maxim. It says, "Seek ye first to understand, then to be understood." Right? So that means, try to understand another person's point of view, where they come from, and then let them, or try to show them why you think the way you think. But listen to them first, right? So I listen to people, and I observe people, and I try to figure out, why is this dude like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I watch, it's certain characteristics and idiosyncrasies they might have, right, that I pay attention to. And I'm like, oh, okay, that explains this, that explains that, right? So I'm just like I say, I play chess on the clock. I learn fast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching these people and how they move, and I understand better a lot about how they think, right? And I just don't, why is it you're outraged about Charlie Kirk, but I ain't heard shit about this boy that just got killed. I ain't heard what I gotta pull his name up again. Trey Reed, this boy who was hung in Mississippi. And we already know the history with hanging in this country and who was hung. Like, I don't know how many hangings you've had that were white people. Like, oh, it was a hanging in Tennessee. Oh, it was a white dude. Oh, what? Nah. If somebody gets hung in this country, he gonna be black or brown. Yeah, they hung Latinos too. Yeah, they hung Indians, right? They didn't hang other white people, right? It didn't have, well, no, they would if they supported our people. And this was a long time ago, right? This was, 30s, 20s, maybe even further back than that. But nowadays, it's still hangings that take place in the United States. Like, this is not the first one. They found a lady, they found a dude hanging on from the highway. I think it was in Georgia. But we don't hear about it. They don't talk about that. Man, you seen Charlie Kirk's assassination everywhere. You seen this, they got a few newses that covered it briefly, snippets, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, but they're just giving you one side of the story. Why they're not interviewing the Black Panthers who down there covering it, who trying to find out what happened. They won't give them the mic. Yeah, let them get the mic, and then you'll find out what really happened. You'll find out about that college and it being segregated and having two sides, right? And then it'll make more sense why that happened. And then what's the chances that this happened like right after the whole Charlie Kirk thing, right? When we already know that the country is in a kind of a I don't know what you'll call it. It's a boiling pot. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, because for some reason they want to be mad at us, and for some reason we don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like you saw a couple of those Charlie Kirk people tried to go to not Charlie Kirk, the MAGA hat dude tried to go to a HBCU and post up a table and in a tent. They ran they ran them up out of there so quick. Now, don't think that these HBCUs going for that. Nah, man, nah. Think about it. All of our political movements, all of our rebellions and everything, not all of them, but a lot of them went down on college campuses. They not having it, yo. They not having it. These college kids, nah, they not going for it. Come up there with a MAGA hat. Go to A&T. I dare you to go to Durham. Go to NCCU. Ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna go to Winston-Salem State. You ain't going to none of them. You might go find a little small historically black college where you can post up and get away with it, but I doubt it. You might be able to go to the one in Lynchburg. You might be able to go to that one and post up, but nah. You go to one of these real HBCUs, you getting ran up out of there, quick, fast, in a hurry. Look, this is another thing that just happened because all of a sudden, neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klan and skinheads and all that, they are emboldened for some reason by what happened with Charles Kirk. It has nothing to do with us, but all of a sudden you got Nazis popping up in Tennessee, which they were doing that before Charlie Kirk, right? And I watched this. I should go try to find it, but this is why I dislike police. One of the reasons why I dislike a lot of police, not all of them. But so these neo-Nazis showed up. Let me see if I can find it. What was it at? I gotta see if I can find it. But they showed up and tried to hop. They didn't try. This is what they do. They'll pull up in a U-Haul, right? And one of them will be driving the U-Haul. They'll pull up. What they did in Nashville was downtown Nashville. They pull up, the dude driving gets out, and he opens up the U-Haul, and all these neo-Nazis jump out, or these skinheads, right? With what they call them, the poo shiesty joints. They have them on, and whatever, right? They had a poo shiesty joint on, the thing that cover half their face. They hopping out with all these on, and they got their Nazi shirts on, and man, they hopped out one place. I think it was in Nashville, Tennessee, just the other day, today or something like that, right? Or they got ran off. They got made them get back in them trucks, right? They couldn't even all get out the truck. You know what I'm saying? And it was no black people there. This was white people. So don't think all white people are, I ain't not by no means am I saying that all white people are bad. I'm talking about the bad ones, right? Because these white people who was there when them neo-Nazis came, they ran them right back. Get back in that truck. We ain't going for that here. We don't do that. And guess who was right there supporting and protecting the Nazis? The police. The police was right there. Now, mind you, it's illegal. It's against the law to ride people riding in the back of a U-Haul. This U-Haul was loaded down with Nazis. And the white dude was pointed out to the police like, why are you not doing nothing? You letting them get back. They got back in that U-Haul, closed the door. The driver got out of the U-Haul and closed the U-Haul back and went and got back in the car. And this white dude is telling them like, hold up, you threatening to arrest us for saying something to them, but you ain't saying nothing to them about breaking the law right in your face. They're breaking the law right in front of you, and you said nothing. So it's selective policing. You feel what I'm saying? Like you'll lock them up for confronting these skinheads, right? But you won't lock these skinheads up for breaking the law right in front of you, because what they were doing was clearly a violation. But they supported them. These police, they just stood there and made sure nobody touched the Klan. And man, it's crazy. Until you catch me next time. All right, that's cool. But yeah, this was just some I just had to get this off my chest. This was spur of the moment. I didn't plan this at all. It's just somebody had posted something about where's the outrage for Trey Reed. And I'm like, yeah, where is it? Because these same black Christians, that had something to say about Charlie Kirk, they ain't saying nothing about Trey Reed. You got a whole hanging in Mississippi and you ain't saying nothing. So if you said something about Charlie Kirk and you not saying something about Trey Reed, you are a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite and a coward. You both. You're a hypocrite and a coward, and that's a lot of them. A lot of them. They just want to wave that flag to show I ain't with them. That's what you're doing, you cowards. That's what they are. They're cowards. They want to show that they're not. They think that's going to keep them from being a part of any type of physical outcome, revolution, whatever you want to call it. They think that's going to keep them from having to participate. Now you're going to participate because of your skin color. You can't choose to sit this one out. It's not going to happen. No, not that I'm saying anything. I'm just saying in the event that it were to happen, you can't sit it out. You can't sit it out no matter how pious you are, right? Because piety has nothing to do with defense, right? If I'm not mistaken, like Jesus turned the other cheek sometimes, right? Sometimes, but then he will smite thee in a minute. So yeah, I'm on the smiting side. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming on. Like I say, this has been what's up, Gay Lamar. That's my homegirl from the Nam, from Fayetteville. They brought me down to speak in Fayetteville like 7-8 years ago, a long time ago. I remember the event, man. You and Alicia, what's his name? I forgot his name, but whenever y'all want me to come back to Fayetteville, Gay Lamar, let me know. When y'all having some type of festival, anything, in the violence march, anything with the kids, let me know I'm there. I said Fayetteville. I love Fayetteville. I like Fayetteville. Anywhere where they come together. Yeah, I was right. 5:45. I knew I wasn't tripping. My client thought we had it listed at 5:60. Now, mind you, look, okay, while I'm on here, we're gonna talk about real estate a little bit. I've been getting, a lot of listings. I got a bunch of listings out there right now. They're not moving. I have a property that's worth $585,000. We got it listed at $545,000, $40,000 under the current value of the property, and it ain't sold yet. I don't know why. And people they're scared because it's so low. That's scaring them. They like, well, why is it that price? Then I got another one that's listed at $700,000, and people calling about that, and that one should be $5 something. But they calling because it's in $7 because it's in Raleigh. But I'm gonna give one caveat before I get off of here. All right, no doubt. Look, I got one caveat. If you're about to buy a home, if you know someone who is, send them my way, man. I'm gonna make sure they're good. I'm gonna take care of them. I'm gonna protect them in the transaction, and they do need to be protected, right? It's just pretty much like going to court without a lawyer. You're gonna get slaughtered, right? Because you're not prepared. I'm selling a house for a young lady, and one of her neighbors came over, and he was like, "Well, I want to talk to you without him around." And I'm like, "Well, you can talk to her with me here, or it doesn't matter. I still represent her. You don't pay me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you care if I'm here or not?" But so that just shows, sometimes older Black people they're not really knowledgeable, right? So he's looking, he's like, well, what's the tax value of the house? I show him the tax value, right? He's like, oh, well, that's what I think about giving her. Yeah, well, you can keep that. The house worth more than that. Tax value, let me explain to you what tax value is, right? Tax value is how much money you pay taxes on. So the city will determine your house is valued at $130, and you pay taxes on $130. Now, what if your house is worth $400,000? Are you going to go tell them, like, look, man, my house is worth $400,000. Oh, well, we got to increase your taxes. Nah, you want to keep your tax value as low as possible because that's what you pay taxes on. If you got a tax value of 130, 120, and your house is worth 300, you winning. But that has nothing to do with the actual value of your home. So many people look at the tax value and think, oh, this is all the house worth. Nah, that's how much she paying taxes on, dummy. So a lot of times people just think they know everything, especially older people. You can't really tell them nothing, right? Like they know everything. Like, so if somebody know everything, I'm not going to try to tell you. You already know the answer. You know what I'm saying? So I let them stay where they at. But if you are selling a house, you are looking, if you know someone is about to buy a home, please send them my way. I work the whole state of North Carolina. I don't care what state you in. If you want to know your current home value, I can tell you. I'm a PSA, price and strategy advisor. Just give me a call, email text message, whatever, right? I make sure you're good, even if it's for free, because I work for me, right? But that's the end of that. So, until next time, man, I appreciate y'all for joining this live stream. Peace.